All right, welcome to section enhancing your data with filters and groups. And we're going to really be diving into this stuff. We're going to be talking about working with filters. We're going to be using sets. We're going to be using computed sets, which is really advanced sets. We're going to be creating groups, and we're going to be learning about hierarchies. And in each of these, we're going to be learning how to do them using some visualizations. And in the first video, we're going to be working with filters. In this lesson, it's all going to be all about when you can and should use filters, and we're going to see how different types of filters work in visualizations. The short answer to this is you should use filters a lot, and there should be no hesitation to using filters whenever you can. So, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Global Superstore, as we always do. We're going to open that up, and again, as we're thinking about filters, think about how to use it not just for your own work, but also as a way to allow people to filter on visualizations. So we have this data set as always. So let's go ahead and go to sheet 1. Now let's do a simple visualization. Let's drag customer name over and let's do sales. And when we do that, we get text. But let's go ahead and do a bar chart. You know how to do that, right? You click on that and then you go to show me and then you get the bar chart. Nice. So that's all set. It's a simple bar chart. Right now it's alphabetical order by the customer's first name. Let's go ahead and drag quantity and put that in color just to get a little bit of more tone there. And let's sort this. Sort it, and we'll do customer name. Click on sort. And then when we click on that, we select field. And then we're going to select the sales. And that should change the aggregation automatically. So let's see what happens. And it does. It changes it to sum. So we're all set there. We hit OK. And now it is showing the least amount of sales first. But what I want to do is see the top. So let's click on this again, do sort, and then change it to descending. I think I've said this before, but I tend to get them confused in my head all the time, so I always intuitively pick the wrong one. But no matter, there it is. Now, let's go ahead and do some filtering, shall we? Let's first do it on the order date. And the way that we select a filter is we go up to the particular field, and we right-click on it, and we can show a filter. And notice what's happening here. There are two things that are happening. One is that when you click on Show Filter, a filter appears right here on the right-hand side, and a filter shows up in the left-hand side where it says Filters. And you can just drag it over here. When you drag it over here, the filter does not appear on the right-hand side. You actually have to click to show the filter. So there you go. Let's go ahead and add another filter, I think. And again, let's right-click again and then show filter. And then when we do that, there you go. And so again, we have these two fields that are filtering, and it shows up here. Let's do one more. Now, what we're going to do here is just drag it. So here is what I'm showing you. I'm dragging it and putting it over here. When I do that, notice that it pops up with this dialog box, and then you select the filter from here, but there's nothing here on the right-hand side, but it's the dialog box shows up. And with that, you could just type in some characteristics we want. Let's keep the United States and hit OK there, like so. And now it filters only the United States. And so what we have here is two ways of doing a filter. We could either filter it from the edit filter, or we could have filters over here. And so you have different ways of filtering. You can also use a wildcard, or you could do a condition, and we'll get into some of those more detailed filters in a later lesson. So there you go. And let's get rid of that. All right, there you go. And that's pretty much it with how to use filters. I like to put region now. And again, the same thing happens. And let's go ahead and select, let's look through some of the stuff. And now this is what we do is when you click on this little arrow here, it gives you a bunch of options, and we can go through it in some detail, but There's a single value list. There's a single value drop-down, slider, multiple value list, which is the default, drop-down custom list, or wildcard match. The default is this one right here. I don't like it. Some people love it. I don't. And since I'm doing this video, you will see me tend to avoid using that. I prefer either single list like that or the drop down. So either the single value list or the single value drop down are the ones that I tend to do. The default is this one. And then here is an interesting thing. So this is what I call only relevant values. This allows you to control what people see so that it doesn't throw up any errors. So I will often click on that. And the reason is I want to show you what happens here. So you see that we have Argentina is selected on the right-hand side, but then look over here, you can see that it's selected over here, right? So you can see that they align, and same with all right? Let's go back to region and drop region here. Now, what I want you to see here is I want you to look at both things. I want you to look at this, and then I want you to look at this, and when I select one of these, this list will change because it's all about using relevant values. So let's go ahead and do that. So right there, let's say I select EMEA. If I select EMEA and then I hit apply, let's see what countries are left. Will Afghanistan still be there? Will Albania? I don't know. The answer is Albania will be there, but Afghanistan is gone now, right? So you see that because I chose relevant values, if you're filtering over here, only the countries that you want to show are going to show up here. And so this allows you to control what others see. Similarly, if I clear this out and then I select, say, West, and I hit apply, all of a sudden it's only in the United States because those are the subregions. What if I select Southeast Asia, and let's leave it at that and see what happens. Boom, we have a nice set of countries, not too many countries there. And so now we can go back to the drop-down option. And when we do drop-down, it makes it a little bit easier to see the things. And let's do, for the dates, let's do the slider so that we could just select the dates there. So that's it with filters. It's very straightforward. We're going to be doing filters in almost every video subsequently from here, but this gives you a nice short primer.